What's up, YouTube? Coming at you with a knife review. This should be the first knife review of this knife on YouTube. This is the Pohl Force Lima 1 Desert Survival. Very sweet knife. Pohl Force is a German manufacturer. This knife is designed by Dietmar Pohl, which you may have heard of. He has designed knives for Boker, Eichhorn, most of the big German name manufacturers. He has now started his own knife company. There's some reviews out there on the folders. Mr. Pohl made a folder available, I know, for Blade Forums for a pass-around, a permanent pass-around, which is very cool. And so I know a lot of people have experienced the folders. I think this one, my knife, the Lima Desert 1 Survival, is based on the Alpha 2. This is a fixed blade version of that. This is the little flyer that the knife comes with. Shows the black version as well as my version. SK5, high carbon steel. Some of you cold steel fans will be familiar with SK5. Anyway, that's the flyer. The knife also comes with one of the junior size tough cloths you guys are probably familiar with. Clean, lubricate, and protect. And then it comes with a certificate of authenticity signed by Dietmar Pohl. This one was stamped 24th October 2011. And then, of course, the serial number there. This one is number 443. This is a card of the U.S. military sales person, Sylvia Inger. Excuse me if the pronunciation is incorrect. Who is one of the Pohl Force U.S. representatives. And she's involved with U.S. military sales, just period, I think, with other items. Very nice case that the knife comes with here. You can see it opens up very flat. Actually, lots of room on there. It's a nice padded case with a sleeve on each side, just for putting stuff in. Then it closes rectangularly. It's heavy padding on there. Real nice protective case. Because a lot of people with a knife like this, they're not going to take it out and abuse it and use it. And I'm not either. This will probably be one just to collect and keep. Probably turning some heads there right now with people going, I want to see it in use. So here it is. Very excellent Kydex sheath that it comes with. Made by Hopner and Schumann. .de or Deutsch for German. The sheath is really pretty unique and quite a nice sheath. It's nice and small. It's a fold over, not a pancake. 2 screws, 4 holes. You could obviously take this off if you just wanted to throw it in a backpack, but this is pretty unique. Hopner and Schumann, from what I can tell on their website, which I cannot get to translate, so it is in German. So just from looking, what I could see, the majority of their business is competition-style quick-draw holsters for guns. But this is their knife sheath. You can see where they've taken some sort of tool and kind of pushed the Kydex down as it was molding. I don't know that this was vacuum-formed or press-formed or what, but you can see these lines that I just don't see on most of my Kydex sheaths. Now this part, the outline of the knife, yeah, but this is just where they've pushed it down with a tool or something. But anyway, the fit is really nice on there. There's no rattle whatsoever. It's not coming out of there. I would be totally comfortable mounting this knife upside down, although I don't. What's really unique about this sheathing system is it rotates 90 degrees. And you can see now that's for a cross draw outside the waist. On the left for a right-hand person, coming out like this across your front side. But I would imagine you could put that inside the waistband somehow on the back side for a lower back carry. But when I had never carried cross draw, and I actually played around with this just a little bit to see. You can obviously wear it just like this on your right hip, and that's probably what I'll end up doing. But if you're wearing a gun, that kind of takes up a lot of the territory on the right side of your belt. So you can actually carry it cross draw like this on the left side. And I'm a big guy with a big gut hanging over, and it actually was no problem for me whatsoever to use. So enough about the sheath. Here's the blade. Got a lot of mineral oil on there. Let me just wipe that off. I keep a little more than you would need just to feel safe about my high carbon steel knives when they are in storage. You know, with a high carbon steel knife, even when you have the blade coated like this, the main places that will appear with problems are, of course, the edge, which is uncoated, and then anywhere there's any laser etching, guys, you'll have a problem there with rust as well. You can see Pohl false, sort of hard to see. There we go. And then this is their symbol, which is the knife and an arrow pointing up and a shield, if you can make that out. Really cool knife, really unique design. My thoughts on survival knives have changed over the years. I used to think the K-bar was probably the bee's knees because the military carried it and that it must be, you know, the toughest, baddest knife available. It's a great knife. The K-bar was designed mainly as a self-defense tool first and a tool second to be used for survival type things. So, for example, with a K-bar having a rat tail tang or a partial tang, even though it is a full-length tang through the handle, it's very disproportionate to the blade size. That's where those K-bars want to break when you do some batoning or any type of work like that. So this overcomes that, obviously, being a one-piece construction. But what my opinion of survival knives have kind of come to be would be more of the Mora-style knives for woodworking, bushcraft-style knives. Condor bush lore is one that's great. Any of the wood lore clone type knives with Scandi grind, if you're going to be working with wood, is pretty essential. I got out all my knives when I started woodworking and was pretty amazed at the difference between Scandi cutting and, say, a hollow grind like this, or a flat grind even. But this knife has a very cool hollow grind, has a recurve here, nice swedge on top going through there, and then a nice big place here for doing some close-up work. Having this recurve here would help if you were doing some feather sticks and type things. And, you know, you could do a lot of your survival tasks with a knife this large. Obviously, it would be a good batoner and do a lot of your feather stick type little stuff. But if you wanted to carve a spoon, guys, this is not what you want. You know, if you want to do some detailed work and make some utensils, and you need smaller knives. Americans, we want overkill in our survival knives, in my opinion. This thing's probably a 1/4 inch thick. It's a very thick steel, very thick blade. Here's your lighter. Here's a Benchmade folder. It's my Osborne, just to give you an idea of the blade thickness. You know, big monster. The jimping, very, very comfortable. You can see it's all rounded off sort of and smooth, but it's such deep, thick cuts because of the amount of steel they were able to work with there that it's just a very comfortable but very positive grip. Open handle design. Like I said, there's just no reviews on this knife out there. What I've seen on the German forums, which I can't seem to translate either, are a lot of guys putting handles on these, cool pimped out handles. It came with this lanyard, guys. This isn't paracord. I make paracord stuff. Here's one of my paracord bracelets on me, as always, but this is actually bungee cord, and you can see how I've wrapped it there. This keeps it really nicely tucked and out of the way if you are carrying the knife under a shirt. It doesn't have a big piece of cord pushing out of your shirt and, you know, keeps it concealed better. So I've done that, pushed this through twice, and it just keeps it really comfortable, and you'll see that the jimping on the back here, these actually fit right into. So let me undo it here for you. Just pull that through. Now it's loose. Now, you have this big loose piece of bungee cord here, which is just how it came, as a loose lanyard. Here's what I've found. This knife, if you don't put handles on it, is a shackle key for medium to large shackles. So if you put your paracord, your bungee cord knot through there, what you end up with is a very tightly fitting, hands-free bungee wrap. Now, I'm not going to go doing all my work with a knife attached to me, but if you're out there in a survival situation or in a bad situation with your knife being used and you needed to draw a gun because a snake's going to bite your leg or a bear's coming at you or zombies are coming out, you're going to be able to pull a gun and use it with this hand. You're going to be able to manipulate anything else you want with this hand. Benchmade made a knife that sort of has a finger ring hole for the finger so that you could still use a gun while holding the knife. Well, this is a pretty nifty way of doing it with this, and I don't think I've seen anybody else on YouTube doing that. This review is getting kind of long, guys. I'm sorry, but it is a cool knife. Like I said, this one's just going to be in the collection for me. I'm not going to take it out and beat up that coating and tear it up because it's just one of those knives that you're not going to see every day. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Tungsten carbide glass breaker on the back. Didn't mention that. Jimping everywhere. I'm going to try to end this for you, but one more thing is look at that. That's like 2 grips. When you hold it back here, you could really do some chopping and be safely away from the blade, but of course up here, that's really perfect right on it. And then if you're skinning an animal or doing some woodwork, you can really get right up on there. So, my opinion, guys, cool knife. Came with a razor sharp edge. Really like mine. I like rare knives. I like knives you don't see every day, and I like knives of the world. And hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, if I didn't mention it, SK5 high carbon steel. So it's got the right steel for survival type bushcraft knives most people want, but just kind of over tactical for that. I think a very cool self-defense tactical carry knife, safe queen kind of thing though. And guys, a couple more little things just before I end this. Dietmar Pohl, I mentioned the designer of this knife, is very well known in the knife world over in Germany. I don't know if he's as well known here, but if you Google Dietmar Pohl, you're going to come up with his book, Tactical Knives. You're going to come up with articles about him. You're going to come up with Boker knives that he made, Eichhorn knives that he made, and as well as, of course, the Pohl Force knives that are now available under his name. So, hope you enjoyed the review, guys. Please sub. Thanks a bunch.